For more, we go to former U.S. diplomat Jim Jatras. Thanks for joining us, Jim. Man, I feel like I'm looking at something out of a spy novel or a movie. Do you actually think we will witness another chemical attack in Syria?
I think there's a very good chance of it. Look, the Russians have been saying this for weeks now. This is happening in broad daylight. Look, the Syrian government has absolutely no reason to use chemical weapons, and frankly, I don't think they used them on the previous occasions. And I had some hope that when Donald Trump launched what were pinprick strikes in the past that showed that he understood that there was nothing going on here, but he somehow felt politically pressured to do something. And as Michael Maloof pointed out, you do have a real problem. Who controls this administration, him or the people he surrounded himself with?
Well, that's the question. What would be the impact if the U.S. did decide to take strikes on Syria?
Well, of course, you know, National Security Advisor John Bolton, the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, all these people are saying, Nikki Haley, of course, are saying that if Assad uses chemical weapons, and again, I don't think he will, that we will respond much more harshly than we did in the past. And there's talk about even hitting Russian or Iranian forces there. Maybe they think that you can treat the Russians, just roll up newspapers, hit them on the snout, and they'll run away whimpering. They're massing their naval forces in the Eastern Mediterranean. This is really dangerous. And if these people think this is some kind of a joke, it isn't.
Well, that was one of the criticisms of the Obama administration. He pointed out this red line, and once you crossed it, well, there was never really a clear policy in Syria. Do you think we have a clear policy within the Trump administration in regards to Syria?
No, we don't. And of course, a lot of people, including President Trump, fault Obama for letting them cross that red line, and he didn't do anything, and that's the reason all this happened. In fact, remember, there was a huge outcry from the American public, right, left, and center, to Congress when Obama punted to Congress, and the Congress people heard from their constituents. They don't want to go into war in Syria, and that's what Donald Trump said during the campaign. So how did we get to this juncture now?
Well, that's the question. Do you actually think, is there actually a reason why Russia and the U.S. should invest their soldiers and get into a war over Syria when we really don't actually have a clear definition of who's what and where?
Obviously, we shouldn't be in Syria at all. Look who's holding Idlib. It's al-Qaeda and their various offshoots. Last I heard, we were supposed to have a war against terror. We're not supposed to be going in protecting al-Qaeda and its allies against the Russians and Syrians who are clearing them out. What is going on here that we've gotten so topsy-turvy that if a legitimate government is fighting against al-Qaeda and other terrorists on its own territory, we're threatening to confront Russia, risk World War III to protect al-Qaeda? Does that make any sense?
So then what's in it for Russia? Why is Russia risking confrontation against the U.S. over Assad and Syria? What's in it for them?
I think what's in it for them is they don't want to see what happened in Libya happening within a day's drive of the Russian border. Remember, for us, Syria is 6,000 miles away. For them, it's a long day's drive to the Caucasus. For them, it's another huge possibility of a terrorist state in their own neighborhood. And also, I think they're saying to the United States, no more of this. No more regime change. You overthrow legitimate government and put in terrorists instead, like we did in Libya.
Well, there's a big cry amongst conservatives to not forget what happened in Libya as well as Benghazi, and so let's just hope that we don't have to add Syria to that list.
Let's hope not.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.